Welcome back, guys. Today we'll be making Mapo Tofu. We're using soft tofu for our dish. The reason being is soft tofu, it has really soft and really nice texture, but also they break apart really easy. That's why when you cut your tofu, you want to be extremely gentle, extremely careful. You don't want to break apart your tofu before you start cooking. Then after you cut your tofu, we're going to prepare our other ingredients. We're going to cut some scallion and some garlic dice, and then we're going to prepare our starch water. Now we're going to prepare our cornstarch water. To do so, add cornstarch and water together in a bowl, mix them well, set aside. So this is going to combine the flavor in the sauce onto our tofu, just because tofu itself doesn't have much taste. Now we're going to pre-boil our tofu. Add tofu and water into a pan, and we're going to season it with salt and some soy sauce, and then we're going to bring them into a boil. Once it's boiling, we can simply remove the tofu from the water, and then we can set the tofu into a bowl. Tofu making was first recorded during the Chinese Han Dynasty approximately 2,000 years ago. According to legend, Prince Liu An of Anhui province first invented it. Eating tofu not only can help you to lose weight, but also it can be very delicious because tofu can take on any flavor that you cook it with. In our case, we're making the spicy Mapo tofu. Now let's get right back to it. Hot pan cold oil, and then we're going to cook our ground beef until it is al dente, and then we're going to set aside, waiting to be used. We don't need to wash our pan after we cook the ground beef because we want to use that nice beefy flavor oil, and then we're going to add a little bit more oil, and then we're going to add our diced garlic and our doubanjiang, aka chili bean paste. Now we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of savory hot sauce. If you don't have it, don't worry about it because you're gonna get this hot sauce in any Asian market. We're gonna mix them well until it becomes aromatic. Then we're going to add enough amount of water to cover your tofu halfway in height. For me, it was 1 cup of water. We're gonna add our ground beef back into the sauce. For me personally, I added 1 tablespoon of dry chili powder, but if you can handle the heat, you can add more. If you can't, you can add less. And then we're going to mix them well together again, and then we're going to add our tofu. During the process, I also added about half of the scallion that I prepared because I want to cook the scallion with the tofu, give it real nice flavor and give it real nice aroma. Now we're going to season our tofu with 1 tablespoon of sugar to give it a real nice taste. Stir the cornstarch water well before adding it to prevent the cornstarch from sticking on the bottom of the bowl. And then we're going to add 5 tablespoons of cornstarch water into the tofu. And then we're going to cook it until the sauce becomes thickening. For our method, we're adding the cornstarch water twice separately. First time's purpose is to thicken the sauce. Second time's purpose is to make the sauce stays on tofu's surface. Now, since we added our second round of cornstarch water, all we gotta do is to cook it until the cornstarch water is well absorbed into the sauce. You can actually see the sauce is staying on tofu's surface. And now we can plate our tofu, but we're not done yet. Last step, we're going to heat up some oil, and then we're going to add our Sichuan peppercorn powder on top of the tofu, and then all we gotta do is to pour the hot oil on top of the Sichuan peppercorn powder. The Sichuan peppercorn powder will give your dish a real nice numbing feeling and flavor. And then we're going to garnish our tofu with some of the scallion that we prepared. And now it's time to enjoy. Now the first bite of this dish is gonna give you a real nice oomph feeling. It is something that I cannot explain over here. It is something that you have to see it for yourself. You gotta taste it. It is way different than the Mapo tofu you get from the China Garden or King Dragon buffet. Okay, but if you guys happen to make this dish, please send a picture or let me know in the comment down below if you liked the dish, if you didn't like the dish. Any feedback is appreciated. That's it for today, guys. If you liked it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more.